Big numbers, big numbers. 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this is jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad need pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see more desto. Hit your thought, I'ma catch those. Mexican, I make pesos. Hit your sus, I'll replace those. Number saved, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, like them keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist, man, check the wrist, man. Got him hot, ayy. Man, can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin, when he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Ayy, 100s and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Ayy, she want it like me, cause her lame, she can't count on him. She try to be nosy and hit up my ex, she like, girl, you can count on him.
Hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, like them keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, blue hunts. Whole team counting, that's a big number.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready?
Get ready, dog.
This be the green light, go. Tires burn the pavement. People wanna know where Mace, Potts, and Dave went. Still here, still in your ear with a style so hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went. Legs, arms, and head, all being moved in a frenzy. The blends be all the right cred, meaning credentials. Best of both worlds when we rockin' over pearls in the instrumental. Are you ready? Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady.
Coach, there are few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect clear afternoon. Heck, you can see all the way to Mount Rainier in the distance here at CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Seattle Seahawks.
Alert, alert.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now it's Carson. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. An early test. 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Zero. Hey, 0.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here we go. Left.
And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Let's go.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now Scarborough. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. Mike, gun. 53, Mike. Gun. Let's go. Hey, we got...
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. Now keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown. We had an expression when I played. It was called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in the air, break on the football. Go make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. It can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can, and it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense. Everybody wants a piece of that pie.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will have the football at the 20-yard line. Winston, the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. On the carry, this is Scott. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 33 and a first. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Sanders. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Here's Scott. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
They'll run with Scott. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. On 2nd and very short. Wentz caught by the tight end Ertz. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz, his 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. Don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
It was Josh Sweat who got him down on the defensive side. Now a give, right side. Carson. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. On 3rd down, Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. 12 yards on the return that time, and the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll run on 1st down. It's Scott, and he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
On 2nd and 12, Wentz. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Here's Wentz to throw. And that's complete to Jeffrey. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And let's face it, what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. A few issues here on the offensive line, apparently. He got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the 1st quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
22 yards there, a 1st down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Boston Scott, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with 2nd down and less than a yard. On 2nd down now, it's Carson. And he still has yet to get on track in this 1st half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
53. There. I got you, pop. Under 10. Under 10. 10. Move 15.
3rd and 2. Now Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick-6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick-6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field.
Now, that's the kind of return that warms the heart of the special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game. The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. This is Carson. It's a big play there for Seattle. And even 50 yards. So he nearly took it the distance, gets him down inside the 10 for a 1st and goal.
I'd love to be in his head right now, because is he rewarding himself for a great run, or is he kicking himself because he didn't get all the way to the goal line?
Field goal, 4 down, 4 down.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson, his 11th touchdown of the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game. It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now Scott, and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Check. 53's mine. Check. Listen. Hey, tight. Check. Check hot route. Hot. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half. No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard. They run. This is Scarborough. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
12. 1 left. 53 is the mark. Hey, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration. Hey, 0. 59.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there. Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right? It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through. And Myers able to knock it through, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field. Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive, a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Yeah, he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. The Clemson Tiger, Vic Beasley, reaches home that time. And a play like that, with how far he had to go to make that sack, shows how athletic defensive ends have become in the NFL.
And not just athletic. This is coached in a big way. Run to the football at all times. How about him never giving up on it and pursuing all the way across the field?
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On first down, Scott. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Boston Scott with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
53's the mic. 53. Good. Nice, sweetheart. Good. 4 down. Check 53.
Here's Carson, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. The Seahawks on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, it's Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. First connection there of the afternoon for those 2, and it's good for a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, 0.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Open man, Higbee, the tight end. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson, pushing through the contact.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's Wilson. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
He's crashing. He's checking crab. Fourteen. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike. Yeah. Gun. 53. Mike. Blue Dan.
Draw play. This is Carson. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
Let's go. Check. Go down.
On first down, Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Let's go. Great. Pilot, 64.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. As Sanders has it poked free.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. Fielded at the 33. And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a first down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
Now Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Tackle made by Delano Hill.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz. 20. And he'll hit Jeffrey complete. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Wentz finding his favorite receiver, Jeffrey, on a big one. 41 yards.
Here we go. 180. Block 54. Hey, check.
Now Wentz. Flushed out right. And this is going to be intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the return will stop him well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll start things on first down with Bo Scarborough. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. It's Scarborough again. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. This complete to Lockett. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Wilson now just 6 of 15 through the air. Not good, but 1st and 10 here. Here's Wilson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Guys, 4 down. Mike, 53. Mike. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run forward with Penny. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Another try for Penny. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they do the interception and finish off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. finish things up.
And he loses the football a second time. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Oh, they'll try the sweep. It's Lockett with it. And he's got some space here. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are back within a single score.
This is similar to baseball where you walk the leadoff hitter and you don't expect him to come around and score. Almost impossible. Anytime a defense has to defend a short field, you usually end up seeing the result we saw, giving up points.
And this one is caught. So they come up with a 2-point conversion, and that makes this a 1-point game now. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Scott. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. From the 35 on 2nd down, Wentz. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. He wants it all for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
At the 21-yard line.
2nd and 9 now from the 21.
I'm here all day. I'm here all day. Hey, 0-0-0.
He'll find Metcalf. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Run left, run left. Hey, alert. Gun.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. Back now in Seattle, Washington, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken near the 13. It's a foot race. 30. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. 87 yards, the official distance on the kickoff return. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. And that big fourth quarter return, Charles, makes this a one-score game.
And now it all comes down to philosophy. All right, they said a big return for a touchdown, so the momentum is high. Do you want to ride that and go for 2? Or do you just go ahead and kick the extra point and come back and rely on your defense?
At their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
They turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a third and about 3 to go. The Eagles on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Wentz now to throw. And he connects with Ertz. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. Wentz now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Lefty. Shoot that bomber.
Another run with Sanders. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Tackle coming from the safety, Trey Flowers. The Eagles on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this is incomplete, but a flag back at the line of scrimmage. And this could be a first down. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So forget the 3 and out. The penalty makes this 1st and 10. Now they'll run on the draw. He's got a first out and more inside the 30. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Boston Scott, his 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
Here we go.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy. because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing now is Wentz. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Dante Fowler, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. From the gun, it's Wentz. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off inside the 10. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Watch the out. Watch the out. Mike, 53. Look. Mike. You bet.
Here's Wilson to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
53 is the mic.
Hey, 0.
Ready for this? They still playing soft.
To throw is Wilson. On 3rd down, eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a 1st down. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. He was in search of his tight end, Tyler Higbee. That'll bring up 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. The 2nd down play not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, Wilson. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Nigel Bradham flying in and laying the lumber defensively. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. So after the INT, here's Wentz. That's caught by Jackson. 14 yards there and an Eagle 1st down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
36 down, man, 5-4.
On play action, Wentz. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
54, right there. 54, Mike. Watch the slant.
Throwing is Wentz. He's going to look deep down the field. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
On 3rd down, it's Scott. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Wentz going to go on 4th down. And Jeffrey's got it. That pickup goes for 25. What a flip of the script from 4th down to 1st. They'll run on 1st down. It's Scott. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Check 13. Check 13. Great 15. Great 15.
Wentz to throw. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Deshaun Jackson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And an alley. And he's loose again. He's at the 40, the 20, 10. And he brings this one all the way back. So definitely good for the individual stats. Maybe not for our storyline, but he's in for the late score.
Again, helping partner, I get fired up. 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns in the same game. This is fun to watch.
Yeah, we call a lot of games in a lot of different places. Sometimes it seems like we do it simultaneously, but we rarely get to see this. And the Eagles hands team able to cover it up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Here we go. 120. Check. Watch 54. Here's 5-7.
Oh, look at this. Wentz going to throw. Going for the deep ball. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Hey, watch Sam. Check Mike 54.
Now Wentz keeps himself upright. Going up top. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Now Wentz. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. This is caught inside the 15. And they move this all the way down to the 9. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Back to throw. Wentz. The quick slant caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This fielded at the 2. Fights loose. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he's got this down to the 35. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Now Wilson on 1st down. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. David Moore, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this one travels out of bounds. So unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Let's go. Here we go. Waiting. Check. Watch 54. Stop your watch.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field.
Check right.
Wentz to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Deshaun Jackson with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
And the Seahawks looks like they've recovered. They have. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of it.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Philadelphia, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Big D to take on the Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Playing skills, you did. Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch how I flip, watch how I whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch how I flip, watch how I whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist. I get the money, but I never switch. They saying you switch it, you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom and now we is lit. You was lit, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. You hating cause I on the wrist. My bitch, you wanna be famous, They act like they made us, You know I'm icy in Vegas, This for the that hate us, I make a lot of new money, When the not save us, Be liking my flavor, I think it's cause ice on the wrist, on the wrist, watch out, I never switch. I never switch. Ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist,
I was legit ever since I blew they all on my. Hey, back then, didn't know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got your.